Third load. Yeah, that's the third load. So 3, so we've got 5 more runs to do, and then we will unload the truck. Go and buy some sheep, I think. I mean, I don't have to buy sheep right now, and it wasn't a plan, but to be fair, it does make our sheep stocks grow larger, faster. And I kind of like that plan.
I like eating you because you're an animal.
Yeah. Well, we've got the in line to be adopted is 13, and then the former fosters are 10 boy, 7 girl, and 3 boy. They have an older half-sister, but we never had any interaction with her as foster parents, and that was because her father was still around, so he took her when Mum lost the kids.
Why are you scared of your own pet?
And we just got the younger 2 the first time and 3 the second time. Is this happening?
Why are you lying?
No, there's only one we're adopting, and she's related to herself. She has 4 other siblings who are adopted by others, or the younger 2 are. The eldest one has about 1 more year to run in foster care before he's out on his own, and he doesn't want to be adopted. But, odds of being successful for a child like that is very low. Not saying he can't be, but just saying he's got an uphill fight. Yeah, typical foster kids who go through the system and then get aged out, they're probably going to follow in their parents' footsteps. And that's really sad, but at that age it's their choice. So yeah, whether they want to be adopted, who they want to be adopted by. I need to position the camera on that side so I can see the wheels. So I think I'm supposed to keep the rightmost edge of sugar beets just to the right side of that front wheel. And that should give me a completely good pickup. I'm not sure that's entirely true graphically. So I'm trying to actually drive on the sugar beets with the front wheel. And that seems to get me a good harvest with nothing skipped. Obviously I'm not using the full 3 meter width of the harvester. Indeed, yes, good morning, Kevin, and welcome to Saturday. And that's not the half of it.
Press the hand button and then boom. Oh yeah, wait the purple there. Or just around the blocks.
If you hang on a second, oh, I'm already full, didn't notice. Run this back to the truck.
My pineapples. Mommy.
I may consider getting the big sugar beet harvester at some point. Although I do have the mod for the T430, which is a little bit smaller than the in-game T440, and does come with a wider header. Well, it actually comes with 3 headers. You've got a 6, a 9, and a 12-meter header. Okay, so you want to see lots of beets? Let me climb off this tractor and go down here. And here's the dry goods storage. And this is a lot of sugar beets. Good morning. I'm doing okay. It's a little loud here, as you might be able to hear. Hey, the dog. Okay, he's doing his thing. Still doing its thing. Back to the harvest. So that's the field in the mist over there, which the Challenger is currently harvesting. So this one over here, or ploughing actually.
Did you wash your hands?
He's nearly done, and we started this the same time he started that. And yeah, I think that field's bigger. So that's that full field plus a tiny little bit of this so far. That's a straight wheel. That's all set to go. I figured to do sugar beets since we had all the planting equipment, and I figured I could probably make enough money over that year to afford at least the tractor harvester. But I'm not going to go this many fields again. That was painful. But the advantage is, with a UK fall, because the mornings can be very damp. In fact, this morning not damp. You can't harvest anything else. We had the problem yesterday. Yesterday game day, day 1 of early fall, I ended up harvesting 4 or 5 hours of beets before the crops dried out and I could harvest the sunflowers. The sunflowers didn't take me long, and by nightfall I had cultivated the field that had the sunflowers in, so that was a quick turnover. Then I went back, and while the worker was cultivating, I went back to finish off the beet harvest on that first field. But it took us a full day to harvest that field. But it was the only thing I could do at that time because crop moisture. And you can harvest beets when they're wet. So it's a good crop to have, or it's a good crop to mix in if you have weather challenges during the fall. I don't know about other geos, but the UK, there's a lot of rainfall in the fall. So it's my wet weather crop. Other than that, we're mostly doing cereals, wheat, oats, or sunflowers, since I bought myself the Heliodor header, or Helianthus header. So you can run the harvester a lot faster harvesting sunflowers with that than with the regular corn header. Alright. How's that look? That's Possibly 2 more loads until we're done on that again. And as you can see, I'm trying to keep these rows as straight as I can so that I don't have single strips of beets out there. Part of the thing with this is you don't want to have to go back and pick up the straggling row. Though that said, it's a big volume, it's not a big value. Yeah, potato harvester would be half this width, about 50% more capacity in the tank.
I'm going to see Gary. He said that. Watch him.
6. There we go. Done, done, done.
Gonna rat me out. I think it's pink. I think pink's gonna rat me out.
I'm not on the vehicles. Yeah. Beet harvesters. So yeah, you got the T40, T440. There's a T430 mod, and that gives you a high-speed 6-meter harvest header, or a 9 or a 12 slow speeds. Well, and the thing is with the leaving out the stray single strips is that on their own, one strip or one sort of partial strip, if you like, probably isn't a big cut into your crop supply. But if you do it multiple times, then you're looking at serious amounts of lost crop, and potentially a lot of hassle going back to pick it all up, because you don't want to miss that much. So if you're careful enough not to lose too much, that's probably the best plan. And the top end of this field's going to be a mess because each row I'm doing doesn't end at the same point as the previous one. So it's all a raggedy end. But by that point I'm having to do partial rows, so I'm turning around and going back and turning around and going back.
Okay,
So potentially 1 or 2 more rows to fill that up. And game day time is coming up on 9 o'clock. Figure will probably be, the truck will be loaded by 9, possibly back to the yard. And for those who weren't here when the question was asked last week, the reason I top separately to harvest is with the tops on the beets, if you drive over them in vehicles without care wheels, you will destroy the crop. So the fact that this field is topped makes it safe in that respect. Also, the topper moves faster, so you can send that out on a worker and get a field well topped, and then go out and do the bits left over. And you can do that in a very small, anything over 80 horsepower tractor with narrow wheels on, so you're not damaging the crop even if you miss it. this tractor could not manage the topper and the harvester on the same engine load. We've got 220 horsepower. The harvester's 185. I actually had to upgrade the tractor from 190 in order to do this, and we're full. Okay.
Mommy, look at it.
So we'll pull this out of the way and scrape it along the side of the truck.
We can do this.
She did. She taught you that.
But also, I mean, the other problem is
And Billy caught me put it on too.
with equipment that's mounted front and back on the tractor, it doesn't follow easily. So you can end up topping rows and the harvester destroying an adjacent row because it's not, in a turn or whatever. So just makes it easier. If you've got a spare small tractor, sending it out to do the topping duties before you bring the harvesting kit out does work quite well. I found I did it back on Lawfolds in 17. I just keep the
Look at Mommy.
keep the same ideas going into Farm Sim 19 as well.
You did.
And Daddy did it so
And if you're doing potatoes with
Did it get
the
away?
the tractor hauled kit, the topper is wider than the harvester,
Why don't you?
and the harvester sits to the side of the tractor.
And people
So
I went away.
going out and topping is, and then sending out the harvester to harvest rows actually works out a lot more efficiently because you're not running the topper over areas that you've already done and wasting your time.
We don't want to get on the road, do we?
And the harvester does 6 miles an hour, the topper does 9.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
And then maybe
And the careful. Oh, come on. Careful.
Why don't go in the woods?
Maneuvering down the side of the barn.
That's where they live.
Oops.
That's where their house
No, I
is.
want that to brake very
They
hard
don't
left.
have a house, but like us, but that's where they live.
Now I can't see a thing. Trees in the way.
But don't run away. If they scare them.
Okay.
Me go there by myself and maybe don't run away.
Oh, there we go. That's
By yourself.
a better angle. Let's turn that
Maybe
way.
they won't run away
And up there.
when we go there by myself.
Which is probably totally unrealistic, but I need the height. In fact, I should probably be tipping this at the front here where the truck is, and then
Why?
using a front loader to push them all back into a big pile.
Scare them.
And then say, whoa!
Now, I've seen that done with the silage pit on a UK video, where the tractor just pulls up to the front of the silage pit and tips,
People don't say that.
and then a big wheel loader will push that chaff into the pit.
Definitely scared.
Okay,
I think.
that's good.
That's like something.
So I think for now we will turn the lights off,
What you said.
stop that, and jump to this thing.
What you said.
Do your nose.
I was gonna get his nose.
No,
No, that way.
I got your nose. I got your nose.
For some reason I lost the front loader arms for this, so
Mommy.
we have a different set.
Now you got her nose.
Okay, that looks like it's got the
Ate
sheep
your nose.
or the animal attachment on the back.
Yeah, my nose.
Which Halloween hat should I choose for Halloween?
The red one.
The devil ears. The devil ears.
I don't know.
Pumpkin? Yeah.
Alrighty, we're out of here.
I
Yay.
felt it.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna be.
So the plough's going to carry on doing the ploughing thing.
It doesn't hold like this, Mommy.
If it's okay with Chris, can I play some Among Us? If it's okay with him.
I don't know. We don't know anything about that game right now.
It's it's a game, and they're like little bean people. If you saw on his, and you have to find out who are the imposters. And you can do emergency meetings to see.
It's like doing what's it? Silage harvest with a forage harvester, and using the sugar beet high tippers on the back of the harvester.
I'm not in it.
And that's something I've seen someone doing in real life. They don't use a forage harvester. They use, where is it? They use one of these, haul it behind a tractor, but then they
one imposter is 2 or 3.
use something like this or this as a high tip trailer. So all of the chaff is blown into the back of this thing, and then they have a regular tipper truck
And then either the crewmates or the
pulls up alongside, and they can tip the chaff into the truck from the high tip trailer. I did that in FS19 with the corn harvest, and admittedly we did have 3.5 million litres of chaff harvested, so that was a royal pain. But, and I'm not doing 3.5 million litres of corn chaff ever again, if I can help it on my own. But functionally it works quite well, because you can just send a worker off with the forage harvester or the tractor that's doing the foraging, and you spend all your time carting it back to the silage bunker in a truck, and run up alongside the harvester and high tip into it.
It's a game of teamwork and betrayal. Players are either crewmates or
Where am I going? Right up the top here.
Play with 4 to 10 players online or via local Wi-Fi.
Now this trailer is something that Ollie's farm owns, and I did learn that he had a hand in the design. One of the modders contacted him and said, "Hey, I want to create that trailer." So he provided all the measurements and everything else. And the box on the back that turns it into a animal transporter, you can remove that, put on what's it, bale creels to stop round bales rolling off the front and back, or put on logging spikes on the side to stop logs rolling off.
Temporarily kick the players as a warning or ban
But it's
the players.
very, very versatile little trailer, especially for this sort of farm.
So that word, online room. Players
And it's
have
a
access
trailer
to the
that
personal map
I
to
don't
help
mind
them
taking onto the
navigate
field to
the
load
ship.
bales onto. It works well as a shopping trailer, so if we have to go and get seed pallets or stuff like that, you just take everything off the back and just use it as a straight flatbed.
Gauge. React to imposter sabotage. Call emergency meeting when the imposter is found.
And there
Report
we are.
dead bodies. Check admin and security for suspicious activity. And then the imposter. Ejected. Kill the crew. Blend in with the crew. Sneak through vents.
Do we need us some sheeps? Oh, what do we have? Dorset sheeps.
Confuse the crew. Close door and trap.
Sheepy, 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 sheepy. Come on, Dorsets.
Off the crew between cooldowns.
385, okay.
When playing in person, no?
So, it carries 12 sheep, so it's... Hi, sheep. Not a bad thing.
If a player is killed by the imposter, they cannot talk until the game ends.
What are we doing? We are closing the back.
Tasks working towards a possible crewmate.
And Ollie uses his trailer for taking the sheep out to the fens during the summer. and then bringing them back to the farm for the winter.
Discuss what they know about the imposter.
Yeah.
Me, I'm using them to buy new sheep and not have to pay for the transport.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what information they have. When
I should probably do that too.
those cannot talk as they already know who the imposter is. Imposters will try to prove their innocence or accuse other crewmates. After discussion,
We'll
vote
get it in the
who
front.
the imposter is. Whoever
Wait,
goes
in
So-
my chair.
I may do what? If I do 3 trips, that'll put us up to about a flock of 200 sheep.
Yeah, it's a ship. It's in space. So vote wisely. Also, skip votes is avoid ejecting someone innocent and
I
gather
got
more
tea in
information.
there for me, Daddy.
Oh, I don't know. Have we?
Set your own
Ah, no.
task
This
as a
tractor only has
crew
1 seat.
member or practice your
You'll just have to stand up.
imposter
Is that
killing
okay?
strategy.
Let me hold on what we say.
Okay then. Or you can ride in the back with the sheep.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
eating
don't
my
know if you
good
want to
sheep.
see people
Yeah?
play it or something.
Let me feed him.
You feed the sheep.
I guess you can play for a little bit if he says.
Okay, let's
It's
go.
alright.
We
Nice.
don't play with the sheep.
You want to play with the sheep?
Yeah. We didn't play with the sheep.
I forget what we're having for lunch because I don't even
We have to
know.
take the sheep home. Put them in a field
Now we're having pizza for dinner.
to be with the other sheeps.
Why?
Because then they can all be friends.
Maybe we can have. And she'll go get more sheep.
Yeah, then I'll get more sheeps.
A corn dogs?
Need to raise that a bit so we can see what's coming.
Okay.
Hopefully not hit a tree.
I don't have that. Well, I have to find out.
Oh, this is going to be a bit tight.
Corn dogs?
Ow. And we went airborne. Well, I think the sheep are still in the back. Not sure how they feel though. Oh,
Where is the sheep, Daddy?
in that big silver thing.
I got your phone. I don't care. It doesn't work. You want it?
It
It
does-
doesn't work yet.
it doesn't work. So
It's a real phone though.
it's a real phone that doesn't work. Good.
Okay.
Leave that alone.
I don't have any batteries.
Oh. Well, they've stopped trying to kill each other and decided to come and pick stuff up. And small people tend to pick stuff up, move it, put it
Why
somewhere
are
else,
you
and then you can't
moving
find it.
it, Daddy?
What?
Why are you moving it?
Moving what?
That tractor.
Because I've got to take the sheep home.
Which way are you going? Which way are you bringing the sheep home?
I'm taking them down this road,
Then which way?
and we're going the sheep field.
And then which way now?
Straight up.
Blue.
Oh, please stop shoulder.
Here we are.
Hi, please stop shoulder. My church
Oh, struggling up the hill.
We should call the please stop shoulder. Tell him wait here. What?
Okay, let's
That
open the
please
gate.
stop shoulder.
I haven't checked the sheep today either, so it's probably a thing I should do. And we'll just drive this into the field, turn around.
You're a police officer. You're supposed to get me. I'm
So
killing you.
my gun. Put down your sword. You're under arrest. Take off your mask.
And drive us right up to there.
Handcuff you. Okay. Turn around. See if you have any more weapons.
I'll save putting water in there until...
There's no laughing during a pat.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna pat you.
Oh, don't do that.
You must stand still before I'm patting you down.
There we go.
Anything in there?
No.
That's the farm. Oh, that's the livestock module. Yeah.
Where did these come from?
Those are Chris's.
Well, I know, but I bought them for him a long time ago, I think. Did you
And
bring them with them this time?
livestock trailer is empty. Confirm. Okay, sheep are
Pick my
gone.
notebook up.
You love me.
I don't
Jesus loves me.
think that doesn't tell me anything. I want to be in that menu. Okay, we have 179 sheep. 12 more is 190. So 2 more loads is good. Once we've got all the ones we want, then we can.
I thought your pocket was one of those things that covers. It doesn't.
Then we can figure out the food situation. So we've still got a few that are not fertile yet. They're only half a year old. So they were born last spring,
I'm a doctor.
No, police officer.
but we do have a fair few that are expecting,
Have you been
and then
around
others that
Okay, I don't
aren't
want to
yet.
arrest you.
But I fully expect
You,
all of
Jason,
them.
are under arrest. Or should I call you baby?
Uh-uh.
Save her!